Good rising, family. Good rising. Black Feniks checking in, the owner of HogOn Welding and the founder of HogOn University. Today, I am in Dumas rising up doing a little networking, and I want to just talk to you about that real quick because I think that we belittle the potential of what we really have as a welder once you learn the skill. And I have to say, just calling a person a welder alone once they learn the craft to the fullest is pretty much an understatement, because a welder is a fabricator, installer, a designer, a blueprint reader. He can be a shop organizer. There's a lot of things, a mechanic. There's a lot of things that goes along with it. So I think once we fully learn the skills, we can be able to open up our minds more on what we have and how we can be able to help ourselves financially in this economy. And one thing I wanted to talk about was how making products and providing services, going to areas where they need your services, linking up with people who actually been around longer who can promote your services, and being willing to give a percentage of what you're doing to help get yourself out there. Like, find business partners where you can literally, give a person a percentage to help you out. Like, for instance, a good manager, a person that will put you in the right positions in the right place, should get about 20% of the 100% of your income if they building you up and getting you places and bringing money in. Because you got to think, they are responsible for the money that's coming in. So if you got a good manager or someone that's promoting you, someone that's bringing you money in, it's only fair that you take care of them. It's almost like, the scriptures will say, don't muzzle the ox that tills the field. So if you got an ox out here tilling the field and you just walking behind it, reaping the benefits, take care of the person that's helping you, lead your way. You know what I mean? So when you go to a new area, make sure you advertise. People in the pay your people, someone that's there, say, hey man, I'll pay you X amount of dollars to network with you, or get my name out, or say, hey, let me network with you over here and I give you a percentage off of everything that I do. So that way we both can eat. That way, the person not counting your money, you ain't counting their money. It takes money to make money, you know what I mean? And then that way you can build a strong relationship. But I'm gonna say this, fam. I have built some of my best relationships from spending my money, from networking like that. Like, you gotta be okay with sharing the pie. You gotta think, if you came up with the greatest part of the idea, it's still going to take more parts other than you, or other than your mind up here, to make it move. Once I think of something, then I got to get out the bed, walk outside to the truck, crank up the car. I need my fingers, I need my feet, I need my arms. But we get to thinking, I came up with the idea. Why should I have to pay somebody else? Because somebody else gonna get you here, just like your feet got you here. My mind may come up with something, but my feet got to get me there, fam. We got to think of it like this. So network with your people, fam. And that's how we're gonna really get somewhere. Like, once you learn to network your skills, be willing to give a person a percentage of what you got going on, make sure everybody eat, fam. You got to think of this. If we're doing a business partnership and I put in 90 and you put in 10, surely you're not going to be able to take out what I'm taking out. But if we're doing a business relationship and you putting in 50, I'm putting in 50%, we get a bag, we both going to walk away smiling good because we both put that same amount in. Now, you don't have to put the same amount in, but if you don't, you can't expect to get the amount of the person that's doing all the hustling and the working and the networking, you know what I'm saying? And the advertisement. Like, sometimes you can be one individual that has 5 different titles. Like, oh, I do this, I do that, I do this. And it is what it is when you're being independent, because we have to be like that, being independent. Like, we have to multitask, and we have to be able to be diverse at times. And we have to be wise enough to know sometimes being diverse can actually make you weak, can actually hurt your business. So certain things you want to stay focused on. That's why I like to say the old saying of growing up, we was taught to be a jack of all trades, a master of none. And then I realized growing up into my adulthood that, we want to master one thing and jack everything else. But we need to be a master of something, fam. A master of something. So, this rise, and I'm just talking about welding because I know that it's a career that, a lot of us can get into. A lot of people who haven't finished high school, a lot of people who haven't been able to travel in certain areas, but it's a welding shop in the area. A lot of times you can get on with on-the-job training. You don't have to go to college. You don't have to be in debt. Like, there's so many ways to get into it. It's unreal. You can get it from a private welding instructor or a welding school like myself. Like, you can go to private facilities and pay for what you want. See, that's what we really have to realize. If we're willing to go to these malls and willing to go to these stores and convenience stores and retail shops to buy what we want, right? You like that chain, you like that shirt, that hat, whatever. You buy what you want. That car, man, I really like this one. You're willing to convince yourself that this vehicle that is an asset is worth spending $30,000, $40,000 on to work at a job that you really don't really like, but you pulling up at a new vehicle. You convince yourself that this is worth it. But when it comes to investing in ourselves, sometimes it's like someone got to pull your teeth to make you realize how important your own personal investment is. You know, like for instance, I have a few different courses available. Now, the course that really helps people, that to me, is the $750 course, the $1,000 course, and then I have the $1,850 course, which is a combo course, which is a MIG, a flux core, and a stick welding, and then we do shop drawings, you know, a little fabrication and fitting. That 80-hour course, you spend it under $2,000, which is actually priced very low, because if you go to a college to try to learn what I'm doing within that time, the information I'm giving you, man, it's probably at least gonna be $5,000, at least $5 to $6,000, you know. So I'm giving you some stuff that's gonna save you money. But you think about it, if you're spending $2,000 and you able to go get a job or go start a career to make $30,000, $40,000 starting out, you're changing the game. Because not only are you be able to flip your money 20 times, you able to learn more on the job. So now you got more added to your skills than what you had from the beginning. So now you're a bigger asset. So you spent $1,000. You could have went shopping, bought you some Jordans, a couple of t-shirts, some jeans, some True Religions. That $1,000 gone. But you invest that $1,000 in your career, being a carpenter, some type of welder, some type of mechanic, something that you can actually see an ROI. An ROI, family, for those who don't know, it just means a return on our investment. And sometimes you have a fast return on our investments, and some of our investments take time, 5 years, 10 years, 20 years to see the return on it. And you have to know the difference when you plant the seeds to say, okay, I'm making this investment to have a return now. This investment right here gonna be a great return once I get ready to retire or move to a different area. You know what I mean? But one thing for sure, fam, we have to think outside the box, and we have to be willing to use what we got. And as welders, fam, as welders, we can do so much. Like, I was just seeing some new ads this morning that talked about some welding in Conway, Arkansas. I got a lot of family that's in Conway. A lot of my family has migrated in Conway. And a lot of my family I have reached out to, there's some males I've been trying to teach. They say, hey man, come down there and get this trade, get this skill, man. It's gonna come a wave. And now the wave is coming to these different cities that a lot of my family is already in. And I'm like, hey man, get this skill and you can go on and start making some major money to do something else, because having a job is one thing, fam. But having a career you can actually turn into a business, you changing the game then. You know, so, you know, instead of me, you know, sometimes, you know, you have family and friends on the outside and they see you on the grind and they'll just think that money growing on trees for you. When you starting a business, fam, it takes money to make money. Yeah, eventually you might ride around and look like you got a little something. Even that costs you, you know what I'm saying? You know, everything costs, and we got to realize, fam, if we don't invest in the person in your family that's a hustler or go-getter, then how you gonna really have a good return? If he fall off, how can he help anybody else? You know, that's the way I look. Like, I can't help you if I can't help me. Now, if I can keep something going for me, I can always help you. So the best way for me to help you is to give you all the information I got, all the skills, all the game I got, I'm passing it down. And that's why I teach these classes, and I'm actually giving people insight that they won't get from no school or college. Like, I'm showing you my failures, you know, my things that I learned from making some wrong decisions. You know how the old folks used to say, and that old commercial used to say, you can learn a lot from a dummy. I was a dummy at times. I messed off a lot of money, so I can be able to just show you, now, you don't really need that. Now, that ain't gonna work. Now, yeah, that'll work. Because one thing we know for a fact, fam, everybody, I don't care what color you are, we know one thing for a fact. There is nothing new under the sun. So don't think you're doing something new. It might have a new name on it, but once you experience certain things, man, certain things are repetitious. Working at convenience stores, stacking the shelves, repetitious. You know how it's supposed to look. You know, certain things are repetitious. So we have to think like that, fam. We have to think like that. So just keep that in mind, man. I just wanted to say that because we could actually make some great things happen, man, as welders. You know, we can be able to open up doors if we want to network. Well, and help let somebody else eat too. See, if you got enough people eat, man, who gonna fall off? You know, the way I look like, if I make, think of it this way. If you got a circle of 5 people, all of y'all investors, all of y'all doing y'all thing. If one person in the group, something happened, got sick, life change happened, situation, not no blowing no money, like stuff happened where you have to spend. He can take a piece from the other 4 people in the group. They can say, hey, everybody give them 10%. Put that person right back in the position they was on because they know he gonna make more money. Now, once they make more money, we put money right back in the pot because they say, hey, this a go-getter. Situation happened to him, let's get him back on his feet because he gonna make some money. You know, he gonna keep us going. But we don't think like that, man. As our people, you know, a lot of times we want to count some money, fam. And that's one thing I noticed when I was up here talking to the black man in Dumas, you know, about networking with him at his location. You know, he was like, hey, man, I ain't got no problem with it, man. He just said some people just want to count your money. You know, I'm like, hey, man, bro, we all out here. We all got to eat, man. I understand. So I don't have no problem with breaking bread. I don't have no problem with making sure we all eating something. But that's the only way we going to make it, fam. That's the only way we're going to make it. So this rising, like I said, I didn't really want to keep you that long. I kind of just want to talk about that real quick before I have to shoot up and go. I got to make a move real quick. But I wanted to talk to you about that this rising, man, because we got a lot we can do, fam, as welders. And I just wanted to say this for those who haven't had the opportunity to visit the website. Check out the website, HogOnWelding.com. That's HogOnWelding.com. For those who are trying to build their independence, man, I got some opportunities on there. And also I have some welding skids on there for those who are trying to build their own independence and start going mobile where they can build their own. On and off, however you want to do it, however what style you want, whatever you got going on. But my goal is to help a person build their independence, family. And if that's you, check out the website. Please like and share the channel. Check me out on all social media outlets. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, all of it. It's HogOn Welding. That's HogOn Welding, and also Black Feniks, BlackFeniks. Check out Amazon too for those who like the merch. Check out the merch on Amazon. I don't have any hats right now, but I got all type of gear and clothing there. So for those who want to check it out, just put in HogOn Welding, separate the on from the hog, and that way it'll pop up and you should be able to see some of my merch. Appreciate everybody for checking in, man. Y'all be blessed. Utilize your assets. Network with your people, man. Each one, teach one. HogOn.